In the last class, we were talking about Brahmana and Brahmana karma. So, if we take further the same concept, as all of you know, we have this Varnasrama Vyavastha. One is called Varna, other one is called Asrama. So there are 4 Varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Also we have 4 Asramas: Brahmacharya Asrama, Grahastha Asrama, Vanaprastha Asrama and Sannyasa Asrama. And this Varnasrama Vyavastha is being made in keeping with Guna and Karma. And of course, this Guna and Karma gives you Jati. So that means this Guna and Karma, Guna means quality and Karma means action, whatever you do it. That means both external and internal attitude and thinking. That denotes coming lives, your birthplace, birth atmosphere, parents and everything. So there comes Jati, means born. So this is the link. Now, when this, what is being highlighted, that as we have been discussing about Brahmana, here also we need to note this point, that mainly a Brahmana is supposed to be engaged Adhyayana, Adhyapana, studying and teaching and propitiating the rituals. So mainly guiding the humanity, keeping with Shastra. That's why Shastra becomes weapon for the Brahmana. And that's why a Brahmana, to survive, we say Bhikshavritti, Dakshinavritti, or else called Uchravritti. So there are 3 terminologies we use. So one is through the Bhiksha. So that means what? Through Bhiksha, the person can also will be able to manage absolutely no problem. So this terminology, Uchravritti, I lost somewhere. Okay. Then comes Dakshinavritti. So that means, okay, whatever you first ask, whatever they give you. Then second thing is you do certain things. So in return, people give you Dakshina. So that's why we don't give, payment to the Brahmana. So there is no payment. So you did this ritual, so this is your payment. So we don't ask, what is your payment? Not supposed to ask, okay? But nowadays, don't worry, everything is a package, okay? In that package, Dakshina is involved. So that is another level of... because people are also very careful. They will give... I'll give you one example, which I should not share, but let me share also. This olden days people. So olden days means now those who are, 70, 80s. So those days for them, 5 rupees was a very big money. So nowadays in India there is 5 rupees, notes. And very difficult to get also coins 1 rupee, because 1 rupee has no value, nothing you will get. And these people, what they do? They collect all old, 1 rupee to 2 rupee coins and hold it, keep it. And when they go for pilgrimage, they carry that to give dhanam. And also whenever any ritual happens in the home, they do the same thing. So for them, that means that 5 rupees, 2 rupees, whatever was big money. So they think they have given because they have to give, they have decided those days 5 rupees supposed to give in whole day. Now 20 people are there. What to do? So at least we can give 1 rupee, 20 people. And with heartbeat, you understand what I am trying to say? I have seen, forget about that, also I have seen with many overseas people. Those who have left from India, let us say 15 years, 20 years back. And when they had left, those days 500 rupees in India was very big money. 20 years back, I am trying to say. Now, if any Swami goes, this is my personal experience, okay, I am sharing. So, when a Swami goes, so if they give, $10, their heart starts beating, you understand? So they think that they have given 1,000 rupees, too much. I am not telling you jokes, they calculate that and give it. And always they have a mentality, that payment mentality. This is what I stress, nothing else, okay? So here we don't make any payment mentality at all. This is the first and basic thing. So we believe in dakshina. That's why a Brahmana is supposed to take dakshina and must be capable of receiving dakshina. Problem here is, if I am not capable of receiving dakshina, so dakshina means payment plus. Remember, payment, physically if you want to explain, payment plus. What is that plus? You do that, you don't do, not that you don't know. When you are being hired for your certificate plus experience. Correct or not? In fact, later on, your certificate has no value. Only you are being hired based on your experience, yes or no? In fact, you are being paid based on your experience. Certificate is just to enter. That entry certificate, when entry ticket is called certificate. To get into the first job, you need certificate. Once you get the first job, second job, after that, is it necessary? They look at your experience, then you go ahead. So that means what? Your experience pays you. And here we say, the jnanam, knowledge, pays you. The dakshina is being based not on experience, based on jnanam. So whoever is more knowledgeable, that person is supposed to receive more dakshina. Not that 5 people are working or doing a ritual, so one is doing a lot, you have to give more. Not necessarily at all. A person does not do anything, just sit down. For example, Brahma, he doesn't do anything, he says, hey, do this, do that, do that. In fact, he is supposed to receive more dakshina, for example's sake. And in order to receive dakshina, one should have knowledge, jnanam. That's why we say very clearly, payment plus, something extra is called dakshina. And that plus completely depends upon the person's knowledge and way of living, way of carrying one's own self. And a Brahmana is supposed to live with Dakshina. And in fact, technically speaking, for a Brahmana, Dakshina is too much. Present day also I see many Vaidikas, especially in South India. If you want to irritate any Vaidikas, Vaidika means any Brahmana does the rituals, okay? If you want to irritate, do you know what is the best way to irritate? Shall I say you? Simple way. The dhoti that you give, just open it. The way they will get irritated with you, you cannot imagine. Because they expect not to open, okay? Dhoti to be given as it is, without removing sticker. Remember, these are the small tricks, okay? So that again it can go back to where? Shop. I hope you might have seen, those who are in South India especially, must have observed this. If not observed, please observe this point. What I am highlighting, not negative part, positive part is that Dakshina is so much for the Brahmana that he does not know how to keep with himself. So he has to do something. So whether he exchanges or he gives, that is his problem, not our problem. But the point is here, if a person starts living on Dakshina, always Dakshina is a surplus. Because why? If I start living on Dakshina, so I have to prepare myself to receive Dakshina. If I don't prepare myself to live on Dakshina, will people give me Dakshina? It is like a beggar. So when a beggar is living in begging, so the fellow has to learn how to beg. Starting with the dressing. Whatever weakness he has, that he has to expose. For example, suppose your hand is cut. So sew the hand. Ma. You understand? So whatever is you consider is ugly part, whatever is bad part, whatever is not good, so that must be, shown to provoke the sympathy on others. And when the person knows how to beg, only will be able to earn more. That's why they are professional beggars. So how that happens? Same thing happens with reference to a Brahmana. To live in Dakshina, positive aspect, the person has to live. Then only Dakshina will come more and more. Whether Dakshina comes more and more, but most important thing is, if the person is not qualified to receive Dakshina, the Brahma Tejas will go down. That's why we say a Brahmana, either Bhikshavruti, begging, whatever required, or by Dakshina, do something, in return you get, or Uchravati. Uchravati is a very nice point, that the person survives. How? Suppose there is a field. Vegetable, let us say, potato is being already collected. There will be some potatoes will be lying down. So you can collect them. Grains are already collected. Some will be left over there on the field. You collect. In fact, that is more important. Also, they say that it's very highly appreciable. However, suppose if the person is not able to do it, a Brahmana, because same thing also all other orders, can take other varnas karma. A Brahmana can take off Kshatriya karma, so that at least Viragati will be achieved. So the person, of course, can fight for justice. So dharma is in keeping in mind. But when it comes to Vaishya karma, there are some restrictions. So generally, Vaishya means two reasons. One is business and also that taking care of this cattle and doing all the cultivation and etc. So there are some restrictions are there. Why? Because when you do business, whether you like it or not, you have to tell lie. Without lying, or at least half lying, can you do business? It's not that possible, really. At least you have to keep quiet. If you don't want to say anything, you have to just keep quiet. And right time you have to keep quiet. So that means what? So that is not required. So there we say, when you do Vaishya karma, business, you are not supposed to be involved directly. You can engage others to do. Okay? So that you don't have to go for marketing. So that's why no Brahmana should do MBA. How is it? Does it sound well? Anyway, I don't want to get into just. Secondly, and of course, we very carefully use this word. So also a Kshatriya, same thing also, cannot do Vaishya karma, should engage somebody. And Vaishya does all these things, the business community they do, because their main aim is to earn money to support. That's why if you observe, supposed to be, a business community, a person who is from business community and does business, does more charity. It's an amazing concept. In India, I have seen it. The best example in Tamil Nadu, Chettiar community. The Chettiar community, the way they donate in Tamil Nadu, nobody can donate. Amazing way they donate. Because in their blood, it is there. In their system, it is there. They earn money to donate. So that's why they earn money to protect something. Whereas if you observe, a Brahmana does Vaishya karma, business, what will happen? Will you get any donation? Calculated donation. If a Kshatriya does business, will you get a donation? Yes, you will get donation. It is political donation, okay? Power and position donation. So, let us invest. They don't spend, invest. If nothing works, in IPL. Okay? Let me not get into too much in details, okay? So that's why all this karma helps a person to develop a guna. So that is the main purpose. So guna means the quality, the way of thinking, way of living, everything put together. Because if you are doing business, 24 hours you are being surrounded with different people differently and you have to tell half truth, no truth, then what happens to you? When you come to the home, whether you like it or not, with your family also you have to do the same thing. Well, automatically without your knowledge it will come. Because what happens in outside, that extended to home. What happens in home, that also get extended to outside. So keeping that in mind, this is what being highlighted, because the main purpose of my life is to look for moksha And if not looking for moksha, at least by default, I should look for dharma. Not for artha or kama. So artha means money, security. Kama means pleasure. So looking at this aspect, so a Brahmana is supposed to live life in such a way that conflict-free life and becomes example for others. So also Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. While discussing this thing, also generally we say, very nice point to be observed. It was there, now things have gone away everywhere. I am just starting with men and I will come to women too. Generally, a man's body must not be naked. Based on your varna, at least there should be a mala. Without mala, not allowed. I remember this incident I can share with you. In our childhood, when anybody goes to Puri temple, it was there, now it is gone. And in fact they check whether you have mala or not. That's why different types of mala were being sold. Nowadays also they sell there. To make sure that there has to be a mala on your neck. And there are some ordinary malas they sell, just timing also you can put it. In fact, they bring it for home, just that it has come from there. And remember, among all the malas, Rudraksha mala is supposed to be the best mala. Why Rudraksha mala is considered to be the best? Because Rudraksha mala is a combination of all this Rudraksha bead, and Rudraksha tree was born when this Tripurasura, a demon named Tripura, when he created a lot of havoc. There was no way to kill him. That time all of them prayed Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva of course had to fight with him a lot. So during that time some sweat came. And from that sweat, the Rudraksha plant started coming. That's why I say Rudra Aksha. Aksha means eyes sometimes. So this is the eyes of Lord Shiva. And interestingly, we consider Rudraksha mala is supposed to be the best mala. And of course, who should put, when should put, how to put Rudraksha mala. So there is one Upanishad. So Akshamala Upanishad is very nice. You can see in details. If time permits, sometimes we can see. In fact, there also it is there. You cannot put the mala just like that. The mala is supposed to go through the purification. Then the japa mala not only has to go to the purification, you are supposed to establish all alphabet in that. Akshara nyasa you need to do. Then only that you can take up the mala. Not the same mala that you put on the neck, same mala you do japa, not allowed either. Anyway. Also, apart from Rudraksha mala, we do have different mala, especially based on your deity and your wish, both. For example, if you are worshipping Lord Vishnu, and you are, of course, you are a fanatic of Lord Vishnu, you will only like to have tulasi mala. You will never like to have that rudraksha because you are a fanatic. That's why we have tulasi mala. And the best thing would be if the mala, especially tulasi mala, if it is created by you and of course it has made by you. Same thing also rudraksha. So collecting the bead, you are supposed to do it. And of course make sure that between these two mala there should be some gap. It should not be joined tight. There are some rules and regulations. That's why they put a knot in between. Why one should do it? There are many reasons. One of the reason is that you do not know who has done it, when it has been done, how it has been done. Especially who has done, how he has done, when he has done, that will have impact on mala. I have seen in Orissa especially ladies, they celebrate one vrata, which is very nice to quote here, incidentally. Like how in South India, we have that if so on Friday, this, what do you call that, ladies do that puja, worshipping Lakshmi, Varalakshmi puja. So how this Varalakshmi puja in South India they do, that is a particular day. In Odisha also they do this, they call Sudasa Vrata, they do on Thursday. That is some funny, okay? Because one person came and he changed the whole Odisha thinking. So he converted Friday to Thursday as Lakshmi's day. So whole Odisha accepts Thursday as Lakshmi's day. Anyway, that is another problem. So the concept here, same thing also Varalakshmi Puja. So they tie down something on their hand, and that each lady, they are supposed to make the knot. There are some 10 knots or whatever, all these things. The person herself has to put the knot, not others. And when the knot is made by herself, is supposed to be more auspicious. And sometimes if you cannot do it, you go to the temple and they have made it and kept it and you bring it and tie it down. Okay, that is another version. Okay. How this is more auspicious, you all do that tying down, so also mala, creating by one's own self, at least taking the bead and making the mala by oneself. This is the one point I would like to bring it out. Second point also, mala has its own impact. As I said, based on your deity and based on your wish. What you want. For example, if you want to have dhanam, prosperity, and you want to do some Lakshmi mantra, so better to go for what? Lotus mala. Okay, you can take a note, okay? Lakshmi, Lakshmi, aajao, 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 come. So Lakshmi takes care of it. So also, we have different type of malas. At least we have especially chandanam, sandalwood, both red color and regular ones. And also we have different malas we do use. That's why in special occasions you might have seen lemon mala. Also different spicy like elaichi, clove. As Hanuman, for Hanuman, Vadai mala. So we have different type of malas for different purpose. This is what I would like to highlight. But most important thing is that there should be a mala on the body. That's why, based on Varna, that Upavitam, the sacred thread, and Mala supposed to be there. But unfortunately, people skip Mala, only they do what they want. And occasionally they will use it. And they have got another option, You should see how to carry and why to carry, not how to carry, why to carry Japamala. It's a burden. So what they do is, cover it. How you count, you don't know, okay? There are different ways of counting fingers, okay? You are not supposed to touch these lines. Not allowed. That lines are there, you are not supposed to, don't count, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Not allowed. You are supposed to count pavam in between. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, but what they do is, they will cover it, because as per the rule, when you do the japa, you are not supposed to make it visible. Because if you make japam visible, generally this finger should not touch, that's another point. Index finger must not touch, it should be out. If the mala is visible, we say the benefit goes to Indra. So to make sure that mala not visible, that's why when you do Sandhya Vandanam, what you do, japa time? So you cover. Do you count openly? Some of you do. If you do it, that's your problem, okay? Generally when they teach, cover it. Whether you count or not count, don't ask, okay? That's another level. So it is to be covered. And whether you have Rudraksha mala, just types of mala I'm highlighting, or you are having Tulasi mala, or you are having Chandana mala, or you are having Billua, or you are having this, all these rose seed. Also, we have this lotus seed. And of course, many other things we do. Some nowadays, all the crystal mala. Or you have all these different type of gems. All these things based on your desire. But generally, we happily accept Rudraksha, and if you are a fanatic person with reference to Vishnu, Vaishnavites, then Tulasi. All other malas also has its own place, but one can wear absolutely no problem. But remember, when you are wearing a mala, that's why we say, for example, woman neck must not be empty. Supposed to be, something should be there, and preferably a gold. That is how supposed to be. We don't make it empty. Some gold has to be there. So also a man's neck must not be empty. There should be some mala. And this makes a big difference. So that's why whatever mala you choose, better to maintain it, and mala while sleeping time to be removed. Mala while using toilet supposed to be removed. And each bead has got its own impact. And moreover, the mala must be associated with you. In fact, that brings a big change in you. So in short, start wearing mala. Thank you all of you. Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.